Hey y'all, is it my motivation? Listen, this I am coming to y'all live from my place, my space, my time, my hour. Listen, I have been literally trying to get on this podcast since 9 o'clock, y'all. Since 9 o'clock. I got to do something about the people in my life. Like, I literally have to do something about the people in my life because they don't care about my time. They don't care about my time. They don't care about my focus, and I am trying to stay excuse me, but I am trying to stay focused on what I'm focused on, and I can't seem to stay focused on what I'm focused on because these people continuously want to talk on the phone. So let me explain since we're gonna go through this. This is it my motivation podcast. And like I said, I've been trying to get on here forever to go ahead and do my podcast, but I could not get on here. So I'm not a phone talker. Like I'm not your normal um person that's going to sit on the phone and have a conversation with anybody for a long period of time. Most of the time I'm on there and I'm pretty much listening to people talk. Um to people talk. So I got two things going here. I got the phone going on live on what this is, whatever this is, and then I'm live on my YouTube page. But I'm not a phone talker. So 9 times out of 10, if you're talking to me on the phone for a long period of time, you're doing most of the talking. I'm more personal. I like to be face to face in the same area. That's just me. I just don't like phones. That's my thing. Because you never know who, like, in the background, you never know who listening to your conversation. And to me, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? So people be doing weird stuff, and I just don't like weird stuff. I just like to talk to you on the phone, talk to you in person, whatever. But anywho, tonight's podcast, helping or hindering, because we got to get this thing right. We got to get this thing right. Um, I'm coming out of this new phase in life where people think that I'm mean, and I'm not mean. I'm just not a hindrance. So I was like battling with myself last year because somebody was like, "Oh my God, you're so mean." But I am the sweetest person that you'll ever meet. I promise you. I will give you the clothes off of my back. But what I do not do is I do not hinder your growth. And for me, that's big because it's important for us to know the difference between helping and hindering. A lot of times we will be hindering a person's growth. And what I mean by hindering their growth, we will think that we're helping them when we're actually hindering them because we're trying to do everything for them, or we're trying to coddle them, or we're trying to make it easy for them because maybe they had a hard life, or maybe they're going through a lot of different things, or maybe they battling with whatever they're battling in the inside. I don't know. But a lot of times we have to step back and allow people to go through whatever they're going through so that they can be able to grow and they can be more effective. Even if the effectiveness draws them away from you, they can still be more effective in life, if that makes sense. So y'all know me, I got to break it down as to how the words go. Okay. I don't have a choice because y'all know I'm about to break it down. How the words go. What is the difference between help? So help means to assist, support, provide. Hindrance is an obstacle, somebody who makes the task harder. So when you are like trying to support somebody, your mindset is to help, but that subconscious is what steps in a lot of times and hinders you from really helping. And when I say the subconscious, because some of us have an issue with control. And I know y'all don't want to hear this, but y'all know I shoot straight. Like this is who I am. So some people have a issue with control. So yes, you'll say like, "I'll help you." Like, "I'll help you do such and such and such, and I'll help you, and Imma be there for you." But you either A, gonna talk about it, you either B, gonna try to control the situation, or you either C, gonna talk about it and control the situation. So that's why it's important for you to know the difference between helping and hindering, because if you're gonna help someone, that means you're going to assist. You know how like, I forgot, I think it was Mike Epps that said, "All your family members are assistant pimps." You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta sit back sometime and allow people to do what they're going to do and be who they're gonna be. Most of the time we say we helping and we're not helping. We're controlling their behaviors because we're afraid how they're gonna act or how they're going to come at you because you didn't do it for them, which is like you got to get to the point to where you don't care what people think about you, especially when it comes to their growth. I'm a big person of like, if you say that you love somebody, right? If you say you love somebody and you're hindering their growth, that's not love. That is not love. As I said in the beginning, people say, I'm so mean and I be being mean to people, but I don't. I'm stern. I believe in you. I know you can do it. So let's get it done. And that's just the way my mind works. Maybe because I grew up with military parents. I don't know. It was no excuses. Get it done. But other than that, allow people to grow. So, like I said, hindrance is you controlling their behavior, their mobility, their life in a sense. Because if somebody is coming to you for help and then you're hindering them by doing everything for them, not giving them no responsibility, not telling them the truth, just sabbing things over for them, how does that help them? That doesn't. It doesn't help them. And as I said before, the mindset behind that is control. It is control. If I go to somebody and I ask them for support, I ask them for help, not for them to control my situation, but just for them to help. Maybe give me some pointers, support me in this, support me in that. That's help. They standing in the background waiting for me to come and say, "Hey, I need help with this. Hey, can you help me do this? Or do you know how to do this? Or can you explain this to me more?" But I'm always a person is I want to see you try first. It's important for me to see you try first because I can't want it more than you want it. But on the flip end of that, I'm not trying to control. I'm really trying to help. Now, there have been some instances in my life where it seems like I have to sit back and say, wait, am I helping them or am I hindering them? And you have to ask yourself that question sometime. It's almost like if one of your I'm not going to even say kids, I'm going to say if one of your friends come to you and they say, hey, my car broke down and I need a new car, and you know that they don't make their payments on time or they don't handle their business properly or they don't, like they work but they don't save their money, they spend it, whatever the case may be, and then you tell them $2,000 and you like, oh, go get a new car. Why would you do that? That ain't adding up. They have not implemented anything into getting it theirself or doing it theirself. So why then is it your responsibility to open up those doors for them to do that? And I think that's where the disconnect comes when people say stuff like certain people are mean or they nasty or they disrespectful or they want to see you downfall or whatever. No, no, you have to put some work in. You have to put some work in. You cannot always depend on other people to put work in for you. It's not cool, it's not fair. And the mindset of that is that that's control and that's manipulation. We get into these phases where we feel like people are obligated to do something for us. And I don't know where that comes from. Maybe y'all could tell me because I don't know where that comes from because my whole life I didn't want nobody to do nothing for me. I wanna learn how to do it myself. I wanna do it myself, and now I respect someone who helps me on a journey, who supports me on a journey, who does what they can on a journey, but as for somebody doing everything for me, absolutely not. As for someone going above and beyond, absolutely not. And if they do, I wanna make sure I pay them back. I want to make sure that I give them what they gave me. I want to be able to support them as well in something because as I explained in another podcast, that energy has to be exchanged. So you have to ask yourself, am I helping people or am I hindering them? Am I supporting their growth or am I hindering their growth? Because me doing everything for you or you doing everything for me, or you going out your way and doing things that are just like, no, you got to be able to get up and do it on your own. But we live in a space right now where people find it easy to manipulate. And if you don't do what they want to do, they're going to get mad at you. They're going to be upset with you. You're going to be the worst person in the world. Like I just told y'all, people be calling me mean. And I'm not mean, but I am stern. And I'm stern because I feel like I believe in you. I feel like it means more to you if you invest your time, your energy, your movement, your emotion, your money, your it means more to you. That means that you're going to keep up with it. That you will never let that thing go or happen in your life again because you have invested your stuff into it. So I never want to be a hindrance to anybody in their personal growth, in their personal life, whatever. I don't want to control because half the time I don't want to do it anyway. I don't want to do it anyway. I love to see people grow. I love to see people go to the next level. But a lot of us don't. And some of us will say that we do, but we really don't. Because we, like I said, we are trying to control their situation. If you do everything for a child that lives in your house, you have, like, for example, I have 2 sons. I have 2 sons. And a lot of people, um, in the beginning of me raising them was against the way that I was raising them because it was like, "Oh, you're making them grow up too fast." But I wasn't. We were still going out and doing fun things. We still go outside, play football. We run, they play sports, they play on the game. They do all of the things, but I knew with my whole heart that I had to survive through some hard times. And I knew that the world is not going to be easy on them. So, because I'm a person that feels like learning starts at home, I had to teach them how to survive. So, regardless of them being a kid, I wanted them to know how to survive in the midst of everything. If you don't have no lights, if you don't have no phone, if you don't have no water, if you don't have no car, but not only that, I had to teach them to go through things or show them how to go through things so that they keep their mind right. Because the most important thing is when someone is helping you is that you got to keep your mind right if they're really helping you. Now, if they're a hindrance, everything gonna be easy for you. You're gonna be able to do this and that, and it's gonna be like you live in normal life when you ain't never missed nothing. It's gonna be just like you never miss nothing because people are constantly doing stuff for you. They're constantly making it easy for you because they feel sorry for you or they want to control you or whatever. But I had to show my sons, like, I love y'all, but I'm not finna feel sorry for y'all because when y'all leave outside of this house, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. And if they do feel sorry for you, what they gonna do? Are they gonna help you? Or are they gonna hinder you? So I taught them how to survive. I taught them how to live. I taught them how to be kids and, just different things like how to play and all that stuff. So now when people see my kids and they see like how they move, they like, oh, okay. Okay, it was a method to the madness because like I said, if you say that you love somebody, you're going to make sure that they are in the right position. Like they are in a great position. If you love your kids, if you love your husband, your wife or whoever, your cousins or whatever, you're not going to hinder them. You're going to help. You're literally going to help the proper way. And like I said, sometimes you have to back up and you have to ask yourself, like, am I helping them or am I hindering them? Am I doing too much? Am I making things too comfortable? Or what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing to support their growth? It's almost like if somebody says to you, like, I need a place to stay, right? They say to you, I need a place to stay. And they say, "Well, I don't have any money to pay you to stay there." You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, my grandma used to say, "You gotta earn your keep." So if you staying at somebody's house for free and you not implementing or inputting anything, like you're not washing the dish, you're not cleaning the bathroom, you're not mopping the floor, you're not making a meal. Now, these are all things that don't cost money. That's an issue. That shows that you don't appreciate what that person is doing for you. And people will say things like, "Oh, well, I'm just one person or it's just me and we not using that." Lights, water, food, all of that stuff costs. And for you to have that mentality when someone is helping you, that's a selfish mentality. Because what you're saying is you're the only person that goes through something. You're the only person that needs something. There is no exchange in energy, and there has to be an exchange in energy. Because not only is the person hindering your growth, but now you're hindering their growth because you're adding on to what they already have. And they are not even responsible for you. They are coming in and helping you. And so the hindrance comes in is when that person doesn't say anything. When they don't say like, "Hey, you gonna get some toilet paper? Hey, you gonna get some, hey, you wanna cook?" You understand what I'm saying? Because now they have laid it out for you where it's so easy for you to just be selfish, for you not to learn anything, for you not to grow, for you not to like go to a different level or a level of understanding. And if you don't trust people, you say, "Hey, let me look at your bills and see what your bills look like from the time I got here from the time now." I can remember a while ago someone coming to live with me, and I'm not a big person on people living with me because I got OCD. So I have OCD and I like my stuff clean. I don't like stuff all over the place. I don't like messy stuff, and I get frustrated when stuff be messy. But occasionally, I have people live with me, and I love y'all. Y'all know I do, but I'm not saying nothing on this podcast I don't talk to them about. Like I be talking trash, so I talk trash, like big trash about people being messy. So um, I remember having someone live with me, and I remember they was like, "Well," when I was asking them to do stuff, they was like, "Well, it's just me. I'm not doing too much. I'm doing this. I'm in here. I'm not really." And I was thinking like, "Wait a minute. So you think that the shower is free? Like my bill just went from 150 to 213, 235. All right." All right. So I see that I'm being a hindrance to you. So now I got to apply pressure. And I have to apply the pressure because either you're gonna fight or you're gonna either fight or flight or you're gonna give in or you're gonna say, "All right, I see what this person is saying to me." So now I have to apply pressure because I will never be a hindrance to anybody's growth, to their ability to do something great or be greater than what they were before they stepped into my presence. And that is the mindset that we have to start having, that when people come into your presence, you want to help them. You want to help them in any way that you can, but you don't want to be a hindrance to them, meaning that you are there to support. And that's it. Whether it's encouragement, whether it's love, whether it's a little bit of finances that they have to pay back, that they have to pay back. Because not only am I helping you, meaning that I'm giving you my energy and my time, now I'm giving you my money. And why should we go through life not being responsible? It doesn't add up. It does not add up. We live in this space now where people are always talking about this person lazy, this person lazy, this person lazy. And the main question that I ask them is, well, what did anybody do to teach them not to be lazy? Did anybody teach them? Did anybody teach them what responsibility was? Did anybody teach them how important it is to pay bills? Did anybody teach them how important it is to show your appreciation to people? Or did everybody just give them things and make things easy for them and baby them and coddle them? And now you got grown women and grown men that act like babies. And then people putting them down and they talking bad about them and they really don't understand. They literally don't understand, like, they don't understand. They don't understand what you are talking about being responsible, about paying bills. They already struggling through life, so they can't even focus on, like, what you saying because they struggling through life because nobody ever helped them. People just hindered them. They hindered their growth, they hindered their abilities. They controlled them in a sense. They controlled them and they molded them and they made them into what they wanted them to be. And this is why I say that everything that somebody taught you that you can remember, once you get ready to change your mindset, you have to forget it. You have to forget everything that you were ever taught, every single thing you have to forget. And you have to start over with a clean slate. And you have to know what the universal laws are. Appreciation, gratitude, love, peace, different things like that universally. And then you have to know what it means to be an adult or what it means to be a parent. And definitely is trial and error. But what are the basics? What are the basics of supporting people? What are the basics of showing love? What are the basics of showing appreciation? What are the basics? Sometimes people are so used to being controlled that not being controlled seems weird to them. It seems weird to them because people have walked into their life and they have hindered them with the mindset of controlling them, whether it's controlling their behavior, controlling their life, whether the people were, and I don't like this word. Y'all know I don't like it, but I'm going to say it anyway because this is the only way that people are going to understand. Being narcissistic, because I just feel like that's an excuse that people gave people to act ill. Like they gave them a word, a mental illness to act ill. It's an excuse. Oh, I'm narcissistic. And people be holding on to it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because we are all aware of our behaviors. We are, whether we want to deal with them or not, we are aware of our behaviors. We are aware the way that we act. We are 100% aware. So whether you choose to change your behaviors is the thing. Whether you choose to be enlightened on your behaviors is the thing. Whether you choose to open up and understand the way or why or how did you get to this space? How did you get to this space that you allow people to come into your life and hinder you and not help you? How did you get to the space to where you're hindering and not helping? Are you checking yourself? Because what I'm finding is a lot of times people want to control. I've never understand the control part of people. Because to control means that you're responsible for them or you're responsible for their behaviors or, like you're controlling them. I don't want to be responsible for nobody. I don't, like I don't want to be responsible for anybody. I love my children down, but I teach them to be responsible for themselves. I talk to them. We have open conversations, open dialogues. We talk about their behaviors, talk about things that they do. We talk about it. I listen, I hear them out, and okay, well, you got to take accountability for that. And when do we start doing that with other people? When do we start giving them their junk back and being okay with giving them their junk back instead of talking to them gently? And I had someone say to me a few weeks ago, I was talking to someone about people taking accountability, helping and hindering. And they said, well, sometimes people scared that people are going to jump off the edge. And so that's why they coddle them because they don't want them to go out into the world and do anything crazy. And I said, well, those behaviors they learned when they was young. They learned that it was okay to have outbursts. They learned that it was okay to act any kind of way because nothing was going to happen to them. There was going to be no consequences for their behaviors. They could just do whatever they want to do. And then they come into the adult world, and that's no longer the case. So, how do we go from hindering to helping? And I feel like part of it has to do with truth, having the ability to be honest with people. No, they are not going to like what you say. I promise you. Being an honest person and being a direct person is not fun sometimes, but sometimes it's like, you know what? Oh well. Oh well. Because at the same time, I'm not going to take on your junk. You're going to carry your own junk. If you want to carry that junk, carry it, but I'm not going to carry it. And it's fine. But a lot of times we don't want we feel so bad for people like, "Oh, I don't want them to feel like this and I don't want them to think this." And who cares? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, you could choose to carry that person's junk or you could choose to give them their junk and allow them to grow past it or keep it because it's their choice. No matter what we try to do, no matter what we try to say, it is their choice. And we can't choose for them because now we're being hindrance. Now we're controlling. Now we are controlling. So, step one is giving it to them, letting them be accountable for whatever it is they have going on. If someone comes to you with help, ask them what the plan is. What is the plan? What is a clear plan? What is your plan? Someone come to you and they say, "I need to stay with you for I need to live with you. I don't have nowhere. How long you gonna stay here? What's your plan? You got a job? You looking for a job? You've been doing applications? You got a resume? You don't know how to do a resume? Okay, I know how to do one. I help you do a resume. You don't know where to start looking for a job? Okay, I'll help you sign up on some of these websites and teach you how to post your resume. That's how you help. But you have to follow through because sometimes people don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone in their homes. So they allow lots of people, and I think I talked about this before, how um I love my grandmother and I love my mama. I love both of them so much. But they consistently always had lots of people in the home with them. Always. I never seen my grandma's house empty. From a little girl all the way up to a grown woman until my grandma passed away, I never seen her house empty. Meaning like her and my granddad and my uncle, who is the baby. I never seen it empty. My mom house, I never seen her house empty. Since I was a little girl up into an adult, she still got people living there with her. But she loves company. And that's what she chooses. Okay, fine. My house? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Occasionally, like I said, there have been people who needed to stay and I let them stay. I love them, but we working on time limits because they know I got OCD. So we working on time limits. So they have to have a plan of action. And then they have to tell you where you can assist that. So then you can say, yes, I can do that. No, I don't think I can do that because that's gonna cause an issue, with me, or that's gonna hinder this going on in my life. Because you need options. You need to know when you're gonna go too far. Like, you need to know if you're gonna go above and beyond. I got a big heart for kids. So if somebody say a kid needs something, I'm always going above and beyond. They could say, like, the kid need clothes, and I'm thinking like, "Oh, okay, maybe, like, 3 outfits," but I end up going in the store buying, like, 7, 8, 9, 10 outfits, pair of shoes, underwear. The child don't even wear underwear, but I'm getting underwear for later on in life. I don't know, so you have to know, like, what your limits are, so the help that you can provide. But with that comes an honest conversation. They have to be able to be honest with you and say, like, "This is what I need, and this is what I think I need your help with," because sometimes you think you need somebody's help and you don't need their help with it. But this is what I think I need help with. And then once you step into that support role, stay in the support role. Check yourself or be honest with yourself. Like, I feel like my grandmother, my mom should tell people no when they ask them, can they stay with them? They should say no because they know they not gonna never want them to leave. Because once they get in there, that's it. They don't want them to go. And could that be some control? 100%. 100%. But it's important for you to know the difference between helping and hindering because you want people to grow. You want them to be able to explore every possibility. Sometimes when people ask me for help, I tell them, make sure I'm your last resort because this resort right here is going to be tough. It is going to be tough, but it's going to be 100% all love. And I'm going to push you to success. Because when you leave or when you get from in my space, you're going to be successful if you paid attention. You're going to be successful if you weren't looking for me to coddle you or baby you or do things for you that are like, what? No, no, no. So it really depends on you. It depends on you. The other thing with the helping and if it's helping or hindering is sometimes people are not going to be nice when they helping you. They're just not. Or it's not going to come off nice to you. And because you never know what they're going through, never know what they're sacrificing to help you. But a lot of times, more than 1% of the time, it's because they don't see the appreciation. They don't see that you're appreciating the help that they're providing. And people will say, well, I didn't ask them to do XYZ thing, but you asked for their help. You asked for their help. You asked them to come into your life and do something for you. So they may not understand the boundaries of going above and beyond. They may not get it completely. So that's where you have another conversation, another communication. Hey, I don't really need your help with this, but could you help me with that? I don't really need this, but I might need support with this. And then you have to make sure that you're not manipulating because a lot of times people will come into situations saying, oh, I need this, I need that, I need blah, 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 whatever, whatever. When they really don't need that. Those are all wants. I did a video today about people setting goals, and I said, listen, when you get ready to set your goals, make sure you're setting goals of things that you need, not things that you want, because wants are easy. It's the needs where you got to go through the battle. You got to walk on coals or whatever. Like it's the needs. It's not the wants. It's 100% the needs. So do you really need help? Because now people are treading the line of hindering you because they thinking that you always need help. And I would say like crybaby, but I'm gonna be nice because people be saying I'm mean and I'm not mean. I'm nice. I'm stern because I believe in people and I believe in the growth of people. I believe that you could do anything honestly that you put my whole life. My mom told me that. And I promise you that's what made me successful. because no matter what you go through, no matter whatever low level you at, and I have been to the lowest of levels in my life, I have come up. And not continuously making people support me or asking people for things or manipulating people or using people or anything like that. Absolutely nothing to that extent. Not pushing people out of my life, not disrespecting people or making people feel like they are not appreciated. Because every person that has helped me in my journey, I have said thank you. I appreciate you. I have exchanged positive energy with them, positive love, support, whatever. And if they need me to this day, and I'm still going to be there. So it's up to you. It's up to you what you display in life. It's up to you if you allow people to come in and hinder or you allow people to come in and help. It is up to you. You are the main source of this because you could come into a situation and you could ask someone for support and you can manipulate them. You could 100% manipulate them to do things the way that you want them to be done. Or you could come in with a plan and you can communicate the plan with them so that they're in the same page as you. And instead of allowing them to go into hindering you, because they may not know, they may be like my mom. She love helping people so much, she don't care. She don't care. They can use her up and she all right. And I love my mom. She had the biggest heart. She's the sweetest person in the world in my eyes. The sweetest person in the world. But at the same time, she be hindering people. But it's up to the people to choose. It's up to them to choose. If I'm going to come into the situation and I'm going to manipulate someone to do what I want them to do, meaning like I'm going to use them up, I'm going to use them up, I'm going to control their situation, and then I'm going to show how ungrateful I am. You have a choice. So this hindering and helping can go both ways. The person could be controlling you, or you could be controlling the person. The person could be manipulating you, or you could be manipulating the person. But either way, if you're not growing in that situation, if they're not growing in that situation, if it was no positive energy, it was for nothing. It was not even worth it. But if you're not pushing yourself and requiring the people around you to push you, then that's an issue. And that is the biggest issue. We live in this space now where people feel like everything should be kind of like handed to them. I don't know why they think that. 'Cause nothing ain't never been handed to me. Nothing. People will say, well, I can ask my family this and da, 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 da. Why you want to do that all the time? When you start pushing yourself to success and then you're successful, it makes you want to do more. I remember being in college. It was my master's degree. I was getting my master's degree. And during the process of my getting my master's degree, um, I had to leave one state to move to another state because I was in an abusive relationship. And so I was in an abusive relationship so bad that I had to leave a state to get rid of this man, to run. And I had to leave the state. I remember this verbatim. It was my friend Shay, who lives in Ocala. It was one other person. I can't remember now. It was one other person though, but it was one other person. He went to work and we packed that house up so fast. I'm talking about we packed that house up, and I wish Shay Imma have to have Shay on the show one day because we packed up this house so fast because it was like, soon as he went to work, I called Shay, I was like, "Shay, he's gone." She was like, "Okay, I'm finna come over there right now." She came over there, and we was just throwing stuff in my car, just throwing stuff in my car. And, I got in the car with my kids, and it was like, "Okay, I gotta leave." I had a paycheck because I think I had just got paid, and then I was waiting on a paycheck or something to that extent. And I remember just, like packing up all my stuff. I got to go real fast. I ended up leaving this state of Florida and I ended up driving back to Alabama. I got to Alabama and we ended up staying with a family member. And I went to look for my clothes. There was nothing of mine in the car. Nothing. I didn't have no panties. I didn't have no bra. I didn't have no shoe. All I had was what I had on. That's it. That is it. And then my kids had their clothes, and I think we had TV or something crazy in there, like something that I could have just left. So not only did I have to start my whole life all over again, find a place to live, having to live with people, doing all this stuff. Not only did I have to do that, but now I got to get me a whole new wardrobe, and I don't even have the money to do it. Now I could have picked up the phone and um I could have picked up the phone and I could have called a family member or somebody to send me some money or do something for me, but I said, "You know what? I put myself in this position. I put myself in this position because I should have left that relationship a long time ago." But I ignored every warning sign. Ignored, purposely ignored. And I said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." So not only did I not have my stuff, I think I was in my last semester of my master's degree. So going through the stress of having to leave one state to go back to another state, not having no clothes, not having no job, not having no nothing, I tried to stay as consistent as I could. Doing my homework, turning in my assignments, going to a library, going to sit at a McDonald's and just doing whatever. Still trying to register my kids for school, still trying to find a job because I didn't have a job and I only had this one paycheck. Like still trying to do what I needed to do to be functionable, you know what I'm saying, without having to ask anybody for anything. Listen, I don't know if any of y'all ever went um through the, master's program before. But let me tell you, if you did, like, you have to get a or a B. They do not accept C's. So forget the clothes because I was like, "Whatever, I could keep washing the same clothes until I get right." I can go get a little pack of panties from Walmart and a little bra or 2 or something until I get myself together. But we talking about this master's program that I'm in that's gonna help me achieve my goals, that's gonna take me to the new next level and help me be able to take care of my kids properly. Yeah, I failed the class. I got a C. I got a C plus. I was 2 points away from a B. Oh, baby, I cried. I cried, cause 1, I was like, "I cannot pay for this class again, and I need to get this master I need to do this." I was crying, so I emailed my teacher, and I told my teacher was well, my teacher emailed me because my teacher was so surprised because I made it through the program, and so I just told my teacher what I was going through. I said, "This is what's happening in my life. I tried, I did not succeed. What is the next step?" My teacher said, "We got a class starting next week. Only thing you gotta do is do the end part. And if you do that, you get to graduate." Whew! I was so happy, I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do. So you know what I did? It was close to the summertime. I sent my kids to Florida and I did what I needed to do. Because then at that point, I didn't have to worry about like, okay, where we gonna stay at tonight? What we gonna eat? What's gonna happen? I didn't have to worry about that. I just had to worry about myself. And I could sleep in the car. It didn't make a difference to me. But I needed to finish that class. Did it work out where I ended up getting, like my panties and bra? Yeah, of course. All of that stuff worked out. But I said all of that to say is that sometimes we put ourselves in situations and we feel like people are supposed to get us out, but they're not because we put ourselves there. So then people come in and try to help us. And it might seem like they're helping, but it also may be a hindrance too. Because had I not gone through the majority of the stuff that I went through in my life, where I could have called my mama, I could have called my stepdad, I could have called my dad. I'm an only child. you know, I could have did all of that, but I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna figure it out. And was it easy? No, but I didn't manipulate anybody. I didn't use anybody. Nobody hindered me because nobody knew. When they called, "Oh, I'm okay." It's my favorite word. My dad be saying that to me. "You okay?" "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna make it." Had I not stood firm on who I was and what I wanted to do, then I wouldn't be able to teach my children how to be survivors. I would teach them that it's okay to go and spend $300-$400 on some shoes, knowing that you got bills to pay. I would teach them things like that just don't make any sense. Instead of teaching them like, this is how you grocery shop. This is how you get the maximum amount of food for your buck. This is how you pay the light bill. This is how you pay the cable bill. This is how you open a bank account. And this is what you do. This is how you budget your money. Because not that I don't have a good supportive family. I have a wonderful family, very supportive, very loving, very free with giving away money. But I never wanted to feel like I was using them. I never wanted to put them in a position where they would hinder me from getting to the next level. Throughout my life, because I have 2 sons, people told me, "You can't raise boys. You're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to do it." They need to have their man they have a man in their life. They have their dad in their life. They need to have a man in their life every single day because you're not gonna be able to do it. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. Because without raising them how to be a man or what men go through, that's what their dad's for. I raised them to be great human beings, to be good people, and to watch people and to know that the world is evil. And that's what it's about. So when you're asking for help, make sure that you're asking because you really need help. And when you're accepting the help, make sure it's not a hindrance. Make sure you're not controlling someone and someone is not controlling you. Because you don't want people controlling you or controlling your growth or controlling your ability to go to the next level. You want to be able to grow. You want to be able to understand what's happening in your life and where you're going in life and what would happen if your mother wasn't there, if your sister wasn't there, if your cousin wasn't there, if your friend wasn't there. Where would you be if you could not ask these people? Where would you be if you could not manipulate a man or manipulate a woman to do something for you? Where would you be? Where would you be? And a lot of people would say, well, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. If they giving it to me, I'm going to take it. Wrong mindset. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong mindset. But people will think that it's the right mindset. Well, I didn't ask them to do it for me. They just did it for me, but you didn't say no. You didn't say like, "Hey, I don't need you to do that for me. Hey, I don't need you to whatever," because you weren't being honest with yourself and you wasn't being honest with them. It is time to grow. 2025, no excuses. I know that people celebrate, the new year in January 1st. I celebrate in April. But I know people do that. So if you going into this new year and you're going into this new year with the same mindset of using people, manipulating them, controlling them, or allowing them to do the same thing to you, that is an issue. That means that last year you didn't learn nothing, not one thing. That means that all that podcast listening you was doing on my podcast, all those videos I was posting, you ain't learned one thing. Absolutely nothing. So this year, learn something. Get outside of your ego because a lot of times what people are battling with is their ego. Let it go. Let it go. Because I don't know if y'all looking at the world or if y'all seeing what's going on in the world and what's happening, planes going down, people bombing stuff, all kind of stuff happening. You better know how to survive. And you better know how to survive on your own without manipulating, without scamming, without mistreating, without going to some. You better know how to survive on your own. You better know what it takes. And if someone does help you, appreciate them because you have no clue what it took. None. People fight silent battles just because somebody or you think somebody has more than what you have. I it was what was that song Biggie song? More money, more problems, something like that. But that was somebody else's song before it was Biggie's song. It was somebody else's song. But it's the truth. The more money you have, the more problems you have. So when people come into your life, right, and they don't have as much as you have, and they try to manipulate you for what you have because they feel like you at a something is wrong with y'all. Because the more money you have, the more problems you have. I promise you. I promise you. Do y'all know how much this master's degree costs? Lots of money. Lots of money. People will look at your life and then they will try to know what y'all doing. Know what y'all doing. I love y'all with the deepest love. People don't understand it. I was like, oh, Demacia always telling people you love them because I do. And I want to see people be successful and I want to see them reach levels that they did not even imagine they could reach. Like it's not even in their mind to reach these levels. I want to see them reach them levels because I know they can. If I could do it, because my attention span ain't that great, but if I could do it, you could do it. If I could go to hell 5 times and come back, you can too. No, it's not easy. Life is not easy. It's not. And I don't know who be telling people that it's easy because it's not. It's hard. And the more you grow, the more stuff try to come against you. The more you get to that next level, the more stuff try to knock you down. But as I always say, when you get knocked down, it's okay to take a little rest. But when you get done taking that rest, because don't take too long of a rest, you dust yourself off, you wipe them tears, and you go do it again. But you learn from what you went through the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth, fifth, sixth, however many times you fail, it don't even matter. Because every time you should be learning something. You should be going to another level each time you go through something. You should be changing something about you, saying like, "This did not work last time. This hindered me last time." So y'all definitely just continue to check me out. Like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna get off of here because y'all know I really be doing this for my 101.5. So y'all make sure y'all listen to 101.5 Indie Radio. Check it out. They got a whole bunch of shows on there. Who Got Next? If you're an artist, y'all need to get on Who Got Next because that's what's up. Get your music played on the radio. Um, you got Yaya, like oh, I'm gonna say her name wrong, but y'all know I'm shouting y'all out. So y'all go on the 101.5. Y'all check us out. Listen to us. I'm on there every Tuesday from 11 to 6. And check it out. Y'all check it out because I'm not supposed to be doing my show. No, I was playing. But I do need to get off of here. But like I said, I love y'all with the deepest love that is love. And I hope that when you listen to this podcast that it supports your change and your growth and that you look at life differently and not in the same eye that you looked at life last year. And for all the people who be saying on me anyway. Anyway, but like I said, this is it, my motivation. I am going to leave y'all and I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. But this my show, so it don't even matter. It's late. I probably should go to bed. And that's it, y'all. Good night. Love y'all.